Good morning. Doing a morning walk right now. Just got over the Tom Adams Bridge. Nice little sunrise right there. It's the week of the state tournament. Got 9 guys through regionals this past week. What a crazy tournament it was. We had some special things happen. Had 2 champions, 3 in the finals. We had Lance Schyck, Caleb Cordino, and Chase Alden in the finals. And let me tell you, Caleb Cordino ended up doing something really special this past weekend. Ended up beating a strong kid, district champ from Tarpon Springs, who he lost to 11-10 about a month ago. And then avenged 2 losses to the number 5th ranked kid in the state, Mateo Villalobos. Lost 12-6, I believe, at the Bidwell. And then last week ended up getting hammered and pinned in the finals of districts. Well, what did Caleb end up doing? Ended up, I think you were winning 6-4, was winning 6-4, and ended up putting Villalobos on his back and pinning him in the second period. And let me just tell you, it went nuts. Everyone went nuts. I went crazy, jumping up and down. What an awesome feeling. What a cool thing for a great kid. And then how about Chase Alden? You know, once you win in the semifinals, you stamp your ticket to the state tournament. If you lose, you got to win one more match in the backside in the blood round. And sometimes it can get a little bit nerve-wracking, and you don't wrestle your best because you're tentative and don't want to lose. But Chase was losing 7-3 to a kid from Tenorock who he had beaten earlier in the year. I figured it'd be a different match this time around. But Chase ended up, I think it was like about 20 seconds left, and ended up putting him on his back in a head throw. Somehow squeaked out of a cradle and put him on his back and pinned him. And he ends up coming and jumping in my arms, about broke my back. Those are things as a coach that you just love. Awesome feeling. And then Lance, you know, wasn't the most ideal match, but you know, he did what he did and he ended up winning. Tweaked his knee a little bit and then had to survive against a tough 8th grader, believe it or not. Yes, an 8th grader. And, you know, can't be more proud of Lance and doing what he's doing. And I've quoted this, and I guess I take a page from Urban Meyer, but the great thing about being 35-0 is that you have a chance to go 36-0, and that's what Lance did. If going undefeated was easy, a lot of people would be undefeated, and not a lot of people undefeated in this area. And Lance is undefeated and going off to the state tournament. We also had a couple cool matches in the wrestlebacks for some of our guys. Jonathan Hartzikoff ended up avenging a loss to a kid last year who he lost in the blood round, and I think he's 0-2 or 0-3 against the kid from CCC. Ends up pinning a guy from Tarpon Springs in a head throw before that match, and then in the blood round wrestles the kid from CCC and pins him. Awesome job. That's just nuts, man. I mean, on paper, you look at some of these matchups and it's like there's no way that we're getting through. And then these guys go out there and do what they did. It was just a special day for some of us. Last year, we ended up having 7 guys in the blood round, and all 7 of them lost. And the sting of the defeat and not making it to the state tournament and watching some of your guys make the state tournament is crazy. But Jonathan was one of those guys that ended up losing the blood round last year, as did Bryson Warren, and who else? Someone else. Caleb lost in the blood round. So we had 3 guys that, you know, lost last year in the blood round and came back this year and did some great things. But I pulled Jonathan aside, and if you know Jonathan, he's kick butt at doing head throws, and I just said, you know what? Screw tactics. Screw what you'd want to do. Go out there and rip somebody's head off in a head throw. I don't care. Anybody and everybody that's in your way, throw them in a head throw. And he goes out there and throws the kid from Tarpon Springs in a head throw in about 20 seconds, and that kid just lays on his back for about a minute and 40, and he was just done. And I don't know how you come back from being on your back for a minute and a half or a minute and 40 seconds. And then Jonathan ended up doing it again, put him in a head throw and pinning him again. But then he wrestled Coach McClure's son from CCC in the blood round, losing that match, and next thing you know, boom, in the head throw. And that's just awesome stuff. And then we've got Bryson Warren. He ended up coming back, losing. He didn't get to wrestle his first match. He had a bye. Comes back and ended up lost his quarterfinal match, and then comes back and just wins about two matches, and ended up making the third and fourth place match, but got on the podium and going off to the state tournament. And then who else we got? We got Little K. Little K ended up as a freshman taking third. Met up with the kid from Bayshore again, who's a stud. We got to figure out what to do with that guy. But comes back to the wrestlebacks and does what he's supposed to do and pins his way. So he takes third, going off of the state tournament. And we got JB, Justin Brady. Justin Brady had a tough loss in the semifinals to a kid he had wrestled before and beaten. But you know what? It's part of the deal. You know, you win some, you lose some, and maybe his path will be a little bit better at the state tournament because of it. But came back and ended up getting on the podium in third place. Then we got our man Louie. Louie was struggling the whole day with a knee issue, but you know, he did what he needed to do, and he got to the state tournament for a third time, and I couldn't be more proud. Way to go, Louie. So we got 9 going to the state tournament, and we'll have 2 or 3 days of practice. We'll leave Thursday to go, and we'll probably do a roll roundup at the Silver Spurs Arena on Thursday night, and then get up in the morning, weigh in, and wrestle on Thursday. Looking forward to it. But you know, I'm doing my walking and prepping for what I'm going to be doing. I thought this video that I'm going to put out there now, I thought I'd give you one of the big reasons why I'm doing this walk, and it's to raise money for a wrestling program. But I mean, as you saw with what happened over the weekend, what a great group of kids that we have. I mean, these guys we're only losing one this year. We're losing off our starting team, Louie. We're losing Shay as well, but you know, we're going to come back next year and have a really good team. So, good morning. How you doing? We're going to have a really good team this next year, and you know, the spring and summer is going to be important. So, you know, raising money to send these guys to camps and send them to do extra things so they can get better. And the guys that ended up losing in the blood round, they can get better and maybe do what Caleb and Chase and Bryson and Jonathan did this last weekend. But I'm going to put together a video of some of the things that we did last week. You know, just following the guys around in the weight room and the wrestling room, and then playing some dodgeball. But what a great group of guys. And you know, I ask you guys, if you can, to spread my pledgeit.org campaign to anybody and everybody. And you know, you can customize what it is that you contribute. You can pledge, you can make one donation. It's $1. You can do $1, you can do $2, but every bit of what we bring in, 100% of it goes right into the wrestling program. So, morning. 100% of what is raised goes right into the wrestling program, and we're going to use it for great things. So, in the description is the link to the campaign, pledgeit.org, and right now, I think to date we're at about $9,000, just under $9,000. We've had about 35 to 40 people contribute. To everybody that's watching that have contributed, can't thank you enough. I'm less than 2 or 3 weeks left before I'm going to take off and Been watching a lot of YouTube videos and updates of people that are already on the Appalachian Trail, and a lot of people have quit. Getting to Neal's Gap, which is the first little spot where everybody stops, about 32 miles in, and a lot of people quit right there. It's raining, it's cold, but good morning. How you doing? I'll give you another sunrise. Look at that. I'm out here walking, passing a lot of people. But yeah, there's a tree that's outside of Neal's Gap, and it's 31.2 miles, I think. And the tree is peppered with pairs of shoes hanging from the tree limbs and the branches, hundreds of them. And that's typical of where people quit and said they can't go forward, they don't want to go forward, so they throw their shoes in the tree and they're done. That ain't gonna happen for me. I know a lot of people do because it's cold. They haven't ever camped in the rain or walked in the rain, and maybe not tough enough, but the sport of wrestling has made me tough, and I can assure you that ain't gonna happen. You have to pull me off that freaking trail. Good morning. But I'm gonna be leaving here in a couple weeks, but you can follow me on my YouTube channel here. You can click subscribe. Pass it to as many people as you can. Good morning. How you doing?
How about you?
Good. A friendly day walking with town folk. I've been walking with Pastor Gary for, I think we walked all last week, but he's going up to North Carolina. But gave me some company all last week. Good morning. Fun group of guys. I mean, I know that we talked about the guys that ended up making the state tournament. There's a couple guys that didn't. I know Alex Trucy was a little under the weather and didn't have his best tournament. You know, it's a learning experience, and you know, there's guys that are gonna figure out maybe the more they wrestle how to you know, put themselves in a bubble to where they don't get sick, but feel bad for him that he didn't have his ideal tournament. And you had Ashton, you know, got in there at the end of the year to make the starting team at 138 and had some really good matches, and his confidence, you could see his confidence grow. I think his best match that he wrestled, where he looked like his legs were crisp, was his last match against a really good kid from Oasis. And actually not Oasis, Miguel, Cody McNabb, and just wrestled really good. And ended up losing, but I know that it stings losing and watching your teammates move on and advance, but you know, I'm looking for great things and big things for him. So proud of him. Marcus lost two close matches to guys that he had lost to before, and I thought that they were going to change. It was going to change for him. But again, you know, the tears that come from these matches, I just, it's heartbreaking. That's why it's an emotional roller coaster for me when you, as a coach watching this stuff. You know, you feel for the guys that lose, but then you want to be excited for the guys that win, and you hate it. It stings because you know, you've been there before, losing some matches that are really important. But Marcus has got a couple years left, and I'm sure that before it's all said and done, that he's gonna have some of those cool moments where he wins a match that's you know, gonna make him take him to the state tournament, or actually get him on the podium at the state tournament. So proud of Marcus. Love you, dude. Chin up. And then you got Ben and Miguel. You know, both young guys. Miguel's a freshman. You know, he got in there, was scrapping with Tyson Jackson for the starting spot, and due to some things that happened with Tyson, he got in there at the end of the year and didn't get a lot of matches, but which are important. But you know, big things coming from him. And then Ben as well, most improved wrestler throughout the whole year. Didn't put the best tournament together for himself at regionals, but proud of both those guys. They were a huge part of his team, and you know, we ended up winning 6 tournaments through the season. We won district duels, we won regional duels, we won our Elite 8 matchup with Anclote and made it to the Final 4, and those guys were a huge part of all our wins. And same thing, helping us win districts. And believe it or not, they both scored some points at regionals, so they helped in our team total. And if I didn't say at the beginning, we are regional champions. We ended up beating Miguel. We had 230 points. No, forgive me, 190 some points to Miguel at about 149, but they added to our point total, so it wasn't that they didn't contribute. But I'm proud of all the guys that ended up losing, and I'm sure great things are going to happen for those guys in the future. But again, I don't want to be long-winded. Let's take a watch of what my guys did over the course of last week and leading into regionals to do something special. But I'll see you guys on the trail. So I'm sitting here walking after I videoed myself talking about the team and how we did this whole past weekend. And I'm an idiot. You know, you go through the weight classes and hope to get everybody's name out there, and you hope that you don't forget somebody, and sure enough I did. So I had to put it back in. But one of the most exciting matches of the whole tournament, it's ironic that I didn't remember it, was my 152 pounder, Worton. Let me just tell you what an emotional roller coaster that match was. And I guess it's kind of par for the course that I'm gonna summarize what happened over the weekend with Austin's match. But I'll take you through a match he's wrestling in the blood round against Nick Att, who's ranked higher than him, and a good kid. He was actually teammates of Lance's over at Imagine School in Northport when Lance was an 8th grader, and a really cool kid. And, you hate to see one of those guys lose, but the match is tight and Austin is winning, and the next thing you know, he gets reversed or taken down, and the score is 2-1, and he's being ridden, and he's got to get out, or he's got to do something to score in the last 18 seconds or so. And we're going nuts, and next thing you know, he ends up squeaking his head out and puts him on his back in some sort of throw, ends up on top, and we're going nuts. I'm jumping up and down because it's not only that we got 2 points and now we're winning 3-2, but he's close to getting the fall, and boom, with about a couple seconds left, he gets the pin, and we're going nuts. I'm acting a fool, jumping up and down, and everybody's high-fiving, and then next thing you know, everything kind of calms, and both referees go over to the score table, and they were talking it out, and bottom line, what happened is Austin ended up getting a reversal. So they gave the reversal, which ended up making it 3-2. They gave a count before they said that it was an illegal head throw. You have to have an arm in there when they do the throw, but ended up waving off the pin and waving off the back points. So the score is 3-2, and then they awarded Nick Att a point for an illegal head throw, so now puts the score at 3-3. So we're jumping up and down, going nuts, and all excited. And now we got to go wrestle 8 seconds. So we're trying to get Austin all pumped up to, ride him out for 8 seconds so they can go into overtime. And sure enough, right away, Nick jumps up at the start of the whistle, and almost gets out, and thankfully Austin kind of pushes him out of bounds, but only 2 seconds went from the clock. So now there's 6 seconds. They restart it, and thankfully Austin ends up holding him. But it was right at the buzzer. Nick was coming out, and Austin was almost on the side, but they tied 3-3, went to overtime, and they go to overtime. We almost had a takedown off the mat, but now they go to the flip of a coin for the 30 seconds. And to be honest with you, I don't know if Austin really knew what the rules were, or even if Nick knew what the rules were. And I say that because if you watch the way the match unfolded, you'll understand. So Nick ends up getting the flip of the coin, and he chooses down. And he gets out within 10 seconds and just goes nuts, throwing his headgear with excitement. And everybody thought the match was over. And so a point was awarded for Austin let me take that back. A point was awarded for the escape for Nick, and then a point was awarded for Austin for unsportsmanlike throwing a headgear. So now the score is 4-4. They wrestled the end of that 30 seconds. And then they go into, I think Austin thought he lost. And Nick thought he won. But now they go into 30 seconds where Austin is down. Morning. Austin is down for his 30 seconds. And started the whistle. You know, I think they go out of bounds and come back with like about 15 seconds left. Good morning. With about 15 seconds left, they start the whistle again, and Austin pops out and scores. And he thought he won and stops the match. Nick thought he won, and I'm watching Austin, and Austin's going for his headgear, and I'm thinking he's going to throw his headgear. And the referees see what happens, and they stop the match because the match still has to finish out the 30 seconds regardless. So even though he gets the escape and he's winning 5-4, you still get to wrestle out the 10 or 12 seconds that was left. Morning. So they stop the match. Austin puts his headgear back on, and weirdly, and I don't even know why, but Austin lives and dies by the sword, and I love the kid for it. But you get nervous. He went after Nick. He's winning 5-4, and he went after him the last 10 or 12 seconds, pushing him backwards, and maybe that was the, you know, in a weird way, what did it for him, because a lot of times some guys, when there's a short time left or 10 seconds, they just kind of stay and defend and back up, but not Austin. He went forward and chased the guy and ends up winning. But what an emotional roller coaster. So proud of that kid. And, you know, he ended up wrestling a good kid from Berkeley Prep in for 3rd and 4th, and ended up losing. But, you know, as a freshman, along with Little K, Logan Kelly, you know, they stamped their ticket to the state tournament. And sorry I missed you on the first go around, Austin, but morning. But that kid has been a huge part of our team, and I'll say this, he's the only kid on our team, and that's Lance included, and Justin, who's a state qualifier last year, and Louis, state qualifier last year. Only wrestler to place in every one of our tournaments this year. Think about that as a freshman. So proud of you, Austin. Great job. But again, I'm going to finish my trail and watch the video and see why I'm going to go do this crazy hike of 2,193 miles to raise money for this awesome wrestling program, these awesome kids, studs that we got. Anyway, see you on the trail. Diaz, we gonna do this? You and me, we're taking him down. Ah! Jesus!
Boys feel like you're going back to States this year? This dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Out of your shirt.
Legit just tickles.
Let's go, Team Schyck. Oh, Team Schyck. Right.
So I'm sitting here with the red man, Zayden, the red man. You got a nickname?
Bob.
Bob?
Bob.
Seriously, that's it?
Yep.
You know what my trail name is going on the Appalachian Trail is?
Nope.
Schyck-a-dance.
Oh, Schyck-a-dance. Nice.
Schyck-a-dance.
Nice.
Little fun fact about the Appalachian Trail. Do you know it's the longest foot trail in the world?
I did not know that.
How many miles?
2,000 something?
193.
Nice.
You know how many little white blazes? They're like 5-inch or 6-inch by couple inch thing that they put on trees. You know how many white blazes there are throughout the entire Appalachian Trail?
Dude, I'm hiking a mountain during spring break.
300.
165,000.
Nice.
See, little fun fact. Okay.
Cool.
All right. You got any words of wisdom for me when I get out into the in the
Don't
woods
get
and under
attacked
the
by a
stars?
bear.
Yeah, bears are not your friends.
Not my
so
friend.
don't kiss them.
There's Brian Ashcraft.
Yeah.
Okay. Love you guys. I'll
you
miss
too.
you while I'm gone.
I know.
Dude, for
out.
spring break, I'm going hiking.
So I'm here with the Ryan Day. Ryan, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Go ahead and say hi.
Is this the video with the trail?
This is about the trail.
Is this the trail?
This is part video for trail. So I got to ask you, am I nuts?
No, I think my mom actually wanted to do it.
She does.
Yeah.
Tell her to come on. I got a tent.
Yeah.
It's a one-seater.
Should work.
So what do you think that I should be doing this or I shouldn't be doing this?
You should. It's definitely a bucket list thing.
It's a bucket list. You got
Oh
anything
yeah,
on your
you
bucket
can
list?
you can brag it. You can brag about it. Like I walked this thing.
Should I
no
get it?
problem.
I did it. It's off the list. But
Yeah,
do you-
exactly.
do you have any bucket list items?
I don't know. I haven't really like made a bucket list, but there's like some crazy things I want to do, like skydiving.
You should do it. I did that. So let me ask you: if when I walk 2,193 miles, if I just broke it up into 100 miles, so there's 22 100-mile marks. If I did something like cool every 100 miles, so people would be like back home ready to see me do, what should I do? What would it be?
So you only have the limitations in the like at the campground, right? So you would only have the limitations at the campground, so you can't go like anywhere. Is that what you're
Listen,
saying?
I'm going to be camping out under the stars, dude. I'm not going to be like, this isn't going to be the Holiday Inn or the Hojo. You know,
Yeah,
I'm going to be out and about. I got to hang a bear bag, so I'm going to be out in satellite little plots of land that I make myself. You know, I'm roughing it. This is basically Grizzly Adams type of stuff.
So every time you get to a mile marker, is that what you're saying? Something crazy? Is it crazy?
Yeah,
or?
let's just say if I got on my GPS right here, every 100 miles I stop and do something, and I film it, and I send it back when I do my videos each time. What should I do? My name is Schyck-a-dance. I could do a dance. I don't know if I got the moves like Jagger, but I could pull something out. But what should I do?
You could do some challenge, like, so every YouTube video, you can do the top comment, so there should be a top comment, like the most
Of what I
likes.
should do?
Yes.
So
and
that
now
way
you
people
let
will-
your subscribers tell you what to do.
Tell me what to do. I like that. Lance told me that. He
Really?
told me I should put it in the comments and have people tell me what I got to do.
And the top one, you do.
Okay.
Whoever gets the most likes.
All right. I like that. I basically have to do a little under a marathon a day to make it in 100 days. Do you think it's feasible?
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm
With
crazy enough
you?
to do it. I'm
Yeah.
crazy enough to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
if anyone can do it, it's Coach Schyck.
Will you give me a shout out every once in a while? Will you
Oh, yeah.
give me some comments and tell me, hey, Coach, good video, something
Exactly.
like that?
I'll promote you.
Promote me?
Yep.
I mean, I got to get my brand out there, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if I
exactly.
have a brand, but I'll do it.
Get some hats, some t-shirts.
Get some hats, some t-shirts. What do they call it? Merch or something
Merch,
like that?
yeah.
I'm not that big yet. All right. Well, listen, I really appreciate the time. I have your blessing to go ahead and put you on A YouTube video?
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. Go wrestle. Trucy. Hey, Boston. I'm doing great. How about you?
It looks kind of cool.
Hey, Louie. What's going to happen this Friday and Saturday?
I'm gonna win.
Just win, baby?
Let's do it.
Did train work win?
Train, work, win.
Train, work, win.
Our motto.
Our motto. Real quick, how cool am I?
On a scale from 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
0.
Oh, look. Hey, look at this guy. Come on.
Oh.
No. How cool am I?
-0.
Negative 0? On the trail, when I do 2,193 miles, how cool will I be?
1.
You would be pretty dang cool.
Good.